Mind the gap.
So hello there. So I thought I would give a channel update. The reason for this is that I'm actually planning some fairly major changes to my channel, and this has come about by when I began this channel about 6 months ago. It was intended to put my painting videos on. I wanted to do tutorials for beginners by beginners, but obviously as I progressed within the hobby that became a little bit more difficult. In addition, I discovered extra hobbies such as my part works and just general building. So I wanted to try to restructure my channel so that I could fit everything in a nice order. I appreciate that, for example, some people might like my Routemaster builds, but there might be other builds that they don't enjoy so much. They're just not interested in them. That's fine. So by having certain things on certain days, for example, if you get a notification pop up on a Monday, and you know Routemaster comes out on a Friday, you're not interested in what I do on a Monday, so you can just ignore the notification. When it comes up on a Friday, you can go, right love, that's the one I'm waiting for. Things have been evolving, sorry. As you know, I put my mistakes up as well. So things have evolved. I discovered Twitch. I want to fully utilise Twitch. I think that's a fantastic platform. I make no pretense about that. But I also feel that YouTube is extremely important too. So at the moment I have Harley Davidson and 3D printer coming out on a Sunday. I have my Millennium build coming out on a Wednesday, and Routemaster coming out on a Friday, and I do various streams on Twitch during the week. The Twitch community has begun to know me as someone who has very varied content, and that nobody knows what I'm going to do next, which in one sense is very good. I'm very whoa, but at the same time I want that to become more structured as well. So this is how I'm going to restructure my channel. First of all of my regular videos on YouTube tends to come out at noon. I'm actually going to delay those until 6 PM in the evening UK time. There's two reasons for that. One is because I'm going to start publishing videos at round about lunchtime. I want to space things out throughout the day. I'm going to be having some regular content, and also the second reason is I feel that I'm able to reach out to more people in the evening round about 6 o'clock. In the UK that tends to be sort of after your evening meal, so you come home, you have your meal, you can sit down and you can YouTube or whatever you want to do. But the beauty of YouTube is that excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat today. The beauty of YouTube is that the videos stay there. So obviously if a video is released at a certain time, say 6, you can't actually sit down till 9 o'clock. That's fine, you know, it's still there for you 3 hours later. So how am I going to restructure my channel? So I'll go through each day of the week. I will tell you what I've got at the moment, what I'm going to do with it, anything new that's going to come in. At the moment on a Sunday I have 2 videos on YouTube, each one coming out a fortnight to give me a weekly release between the two. The first one is the Harley Davidson build, and the second one is the 3D printer. Now the reason these come out fortnightly is, first of all, the Harley Davidson, I receive a pack once a month which consists of either 3 or 4 stages. If I was to release that weekly, what would happen is I would have content for the first 3 weeks of the month, then nothing for 1 or 2 weeks. So I've decided that for about 6 to 9 months, I was going to do a fortnightly release, and then it will switch to weekly, so that I'll end up with a backlog of videos. Many of my videos are actually made a month or two in advance and then released as I require them. Now with a 3D printer, this one comes out monthly. I receive 4 issues a month, and that's all well and good. Generally there's 4 weeks in a month, but occasionally there's 5 weeks. So to save having an occasional gap, again what I've done is I've allowed a backlog so that I can then start releasing them weekly, and then hopefully the last video should be released just after I receive my final pack. Now what's going to happen is the Harley Davidson, I'm going to move that to a Saturday, but I think the Harley may well be a fortnightly release for the entire build. I'm not 100% sure there, but the way it's going at the moment, some of the issues that come out are rather slow, so I'm actually combining 2 episodes, which means that that's going to delay when the weekly builds come out. I find it very hard to publish a video saying here's a part, waffle waffle waffle, end a video. So I find it much easier to say, right, well here's 2 parts. The 3D printer has been going a couple of months. There's some backlog videos for that ready to release, so I anticipate that in a month or 2 that's going to be switching to a Tuesday release. That's ready to go into what I call the mainstream. Now also I stream on Twitch on a Sunday. I feel I would like a day off from the actual videos being released. So Sunday will be my day to finalise everything. I can release all of my videos for the week. I'll be working hard on a Sunday, sort of final edits, etc, etc. I developed a system where I can make my videos and then I can add on the extras later, so I can spend Sunday morning doing that, and then I can focus on my Twitch stream on a Sunday afternoon. And we're actually going to rename it. We've gone through quite a few renames to try and focus on what we're doing. Recently we've renamed the channel of Stashbox Sunday. Any of you guys that paint figures will know that we have a tendency to build up. I don't know if, there we go. You see, these are all boxes that I've bought that I've just not got round to doing. So Sunday used to be a chance to try and really focus on completing things. However, we also have lots and lots of asset drop, which is a bit of a problem because I'm getting so much new stuff and I'm not trying it out. So Sunday is now going to become try something new, where the main focus of the stream, it's still going to be your Sunday afternoon show where you can just come in, you can do song requests, we'll just sit and chat, talk about anything you want, obviously within the rules of Twitch. But my painting will be pushing my own boundaries, trying something different, getting on with it. So then Monday to Friday, I used to do, well I still do, I do a Twitch stream, usually 12 till 1, 12 till 2. Sometimes that changes depending on my shift pattern. Basically I work shift work, so I'll go into work in the morning, I'll do 3-4 hours, I come home for an extended lunch period where I do a little bit of streaming, and then I go back to work for another 3-4 hours. What's going to be happening very soon is that I will now be doing a dual stream, so my stream will go out on Twitch as well as YouTube. So excuse me, I'm so sorry. So if you were around lunchtime You can pop the stream on. You can do whatever you want to do, your housework, your lunch, a bit of painting, whatever you want. And I hope that this just becomes just a background program. As I say, the times will vary, but generally they'll be round about 12 o'clock UK time. So then I'm going to go through my evening shows and my YouTube. Monday we are just about to trial a brand new project. I've never attempted this before. Well, I have attempted it and you've seen videos, but it's not something I tried long term. So we're trying a brand new project. I'll be absolutely honest with you, I have no idea if it's going to continue. Whether or not it continues will depend on you, and also will depend on how I get on with things. Last night I filmed the unboxing, which is episode 1. So I've got to be honest with you, I've not actually built it yet. So I have no idea how that's going to go. But that's going to become a regular Monday evening slot. Tuesdays will be, Monday evening on Twitch, and this will be Twitch only. The new project will be YouTube only. And then in the evening we're going to be doing a back to basics. Now I'll be honest with you, I have no idea how long this back to basics will continue for. Needed a drink. Now at the moment I've been helping a new hobbyist get into painting, and the results have been very good on both sides. I've got to confess, I thought teaching someone the basics may be a little bit slow and perhaps a bit boring for myself, and in actual fact it's been absolutely fantastic. What it's done is it's identified for me the fact that I've been pushing myself to do new advanced techniques for so long, I've actually lost touch with the basics. So it's actually teaching myself the basics too. So that will be a Twitch only show, and then on a Tuesday again we'll have our Twitch stroke YouTube stream in the afternoon. 3D printer will be moving to a Tuesday. This will be once I've got a few issues lined up, a little bit of a backlog, so I anticipate that will be in about a month's time. Then on to Wednesday we currently have Millennium Falcon on YouTube. That will be moved to 6 PM, and then at 8 PM, which is a YouTube show only. Last week we trialled the Routemaster show. The Routemaster show is a weekly show where we talk about the build the Routemaster. This is the latest issue. So last week we built this wheel, and then obviously we talked about it, and then we have a co-host, we'll have regular guests, we'll have a few competitions from time to time, and we'll just try and it's going to be a weekly magazine style show. So from this Wednesday that's going to be our first proper one. Thursday I have nothing lined up at the moment, but I'm working on a new weekly release where I'm hoping to do wooden models. I recently released a video called What's Next, what something along those lines, and I asked you what you thought of these ideas, and I gave you a stagecoach, I gave you a ship, the Hermione, and I gave you the Red Baron, and the general consensus was either the stagecoach or the Hermione. There were some very good comments to say the Hermione looks fantastic, but perhaps you should start with the stagecoach. Well, I've got a bit of a confession. Based on that feedback, I actually went to look for the model to buy, and I looked at the Hermione, and I accidentally found it on the main manufacturer's website, and that's actually listed as an advanced model. So I'm going to be honest with you, the Hermione isn't coming soon. I don't want to jump straight into advanced techniques. However, what I've done is I found a ship, a completely different ship, sorry, and the techniques required are, it's not a basic model, it's they have a funny name for it, but basically it's intermediate. So I think it's a level where you've not done wood before, but you've done crafting before, so you have a basic knowledge of how tools work and how materials work, but it's not too advanced. So I'm going to be starting with a ship it's a nice ship, don't get me wrong. It's I don't want to give it away, but basically it's a historical ship, historical importance, and that will enable us. I feel that if I jumped into an advanced technique straight away, don't forget that my channel isn't just showing you what I'm doing, it's hopefully trying to help you get into the hobby or advance in the hobby too. So if I jump in and I can't do something properly, I fear it would put you off the hobby. So we backtrack and we'll do something simple, and then we'll build up to something like the Hermione. And I have a working title, something daft and silly like "Wouldn't It Be Good?" I don't know. So that moves us on to Fridays. Now Friday evening is my Routemaster day, is my Routemaster release, and all this is essentially is going to be an edited version of the Routemaster show, where I just do the build only. I speed up parts, and I explain things that need explaining, and then on Twitch I have a regular feature called Part Work Friday. Now there we have Millennium Falcon, Harley Davidson and 3D printer. Now these come out once a month, and what I actually do is I build the entire lot in one session. So we have the first Friday of the month, which was actually last week, and that is normally the 3D printer. So I will be building 3 or 4 issues of 3D printer. At the time of recording, this is a Saturday morning, last night we did the Millennium Falcon. To give you an idea of where we're at the moment, this coming Wednesday, we are going to be releasing Millennium Falcon issue 5 on the Wednesday. Last night we built issues 9, 10, 11, 12. So if you want a sneak preview of what's to come, then have a look at Twitch. This is what Twitch is all about. Next week we're doing the Harley Davidson, and then the next 2 weeks we are going back we've run out of part works for the month. So that leaves us with Saturday. As I said, the Harley Davidson I don't think is going to be any more than a fortnightly part work as it stands right now. So I'm actually going to move that to a Saturday. So what I'll do is the next release of Harley will be released a day early, because it should be released on a Sunday, and then it will then go every 2 weeks. Also, what this will be is any new part works that I trial will be, when I first bring a part work out, I'll bring it out on a fortnightly basis. That leaves 2 part works that I haven't mentioned, and these are both forthcoming. One is the Meccano, and I seriously am thinking of cancelling the Meccano. I've had so many problems with Harchette. I understand when I spoke to some people about it, sometimes I get people that say something, someone else says something else. I feel that I'm not always being given the truth. The last I heard is that it was delayed. Sorry, I heard that it was delayed. That I can live with. Then I was told it was shipped. It had arrived and my issues had been shipped. This is about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Then when I rang up to say I'm sorry I haven't received my issues yet, they said that's because it hasn't arrived in the country. Now it's 100 issue part work, so that's 2 years. It's billed as weekly. Now I'm being told it's fortnightly. So that's going to take 4 years to complete. So I'm just starting to think, no, not for me. I'm sure it's going to be a great part work, and I am keen to get a couple of new part works, right up to the minute part works. But at the moment, that's not going to happen. The other part work is build the Terminator. Now, to be honest with you, the latest information I was told about the Terminator is it's on test. They're waiting for enough subscribers. Once they have enough subscribers, they will release the test issues, and then based on that we'll decide whether it's a full part work. I just have a feeling, I have no experience of part works like this. I have no inside information. Purely on gut feeling, I don't think it's going to go past test, but I think it'll be released next year. So for that reason, I'm actually going to go for the Terminator. If it does go full release, we'll have to work something out. And then finally, that leaves one other part work, and that's the James Bond DB5. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have arranged a deal with somebody to buy a DB5 part work. What it is this guy has the whole lot. He bought it when it came out. He wanted to do it with his son, who was at boarding school, and him and his son have done 2 or 3 parts, and there isn't, they're not getting, it's either they don't have the time or they don't have the inclination to do it. So he's offered it to me. I've made an offer and I've said yes, and I'm quite happy to get it. Then I showed him the promo video I did, coming soon to my channel, and he looked at it and he went, no, that's not it. So I've got to confirm what it actually is, but that will go ahead, because I'll end up with more part work, well, more than one a week. I may actually build lots of them, maybe 2 or 3 in a week, and then I'll just release those as a batch on a Sunday. Once I start to release them, I will release them on a Sunday, but the number that I release will be dependent on how many I can build. So there'll be a minimum of 1, there'll probably be a maximum of 10. I'll pop them all into a playlist, and then you can watch them at your leisure. If there's any new part works come out, I don't know what to do with them, because I've now stretched my whole week full of part works. But what I'm basically trying to say there is my channel is always evolving. The main priority for me is to get painting videos out. That is what my channel has been all about, and I seem to be doing less and less painting, which is why it's very important for me to do the dual stream on Twitch. What I will be doing now is every lunchtime I will start on a project. I will paint that during the lunch session, and at the end of the lunch I'll stop. Then the next session I'll pick up where we left off, and I'll continue. There may well be times when I can't do any more, so we'll try and look at something else. So again, there's lessons to learn here. Now let me show, because the session is beginning in 2 days, let me show you what I'm actually doing, which I now can't because I've gone and lost it. Oh, that's odd, isn't it? Here we go. So we've been preparing this model, and this is a forest troll. See if I can find something dark. There we go. So we are working on this guy. So we've been filling in gaps where we've pinned him. There is a video available on Twitch to show you how to pin. So what we will do is we'll start off with priming him, which I might actually do with rattle cans, and then the next session we will paint him, and then we'll start to add in more detail. We'll do the base for him, and then as soon as that project's finished, we'll go straight into another project, which will probably involve this base from Micro Art Studios. So that's it, guys. I'm sorry that I've waffled on for a long time, but I just wanted to explain to you why my channel's not really been what it's meant to do and what I'm going to do about it. I feel I'm losing touch with the wargaming community, which is the community that I came from, and I seem to be more into the part works. Don't get me wrong, I love the part works. There's so many different projects I want to do. Here's a project we've been working on involving card models, which is something that I might want to be putting up. Card models is something I've discovered that it's so cheap and it's such a good hobby. So it's basically in Twitch terms, it's what we call the creative community. It's where you start off with nothing or something very bare, and you turn it into something great. Basically, this roller coaster that I'm doing, the total size of it will fill my A2 cutting mat, and it's cost me £2 for the materials. Obviously, you need a knife and you need a steel ruler, but that's something that I might do perhaps a fortnightly update on. But these are all projects that I can get on with. But yeah, I need to get some painting done, and that's why I've done the reshuffle to fit that painting in. So thank you very much for watching. Also, do you like the new credits? I've just added a touch. As my channel has evolved, I've added something, a little part of my channel into the opening credits that I think reflects my channel. The end credits, I have changed those, but I think I might change them back. But I want to try, and music is something that I want to vary rather than playing the same backing track. That your feedback on my channel would be really appreciated. Okay guys, thank you for spending the time watching this. I really do value your time, and I really do value your input. Okay guys, so thank you very much.
Oh no.